Hey now, what is up everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and I am here to talk about and review a pretty random movie, I will admit. The Guardians. The Guardians is a 2017 Russian superhero film, which, if you couldn't tell, I got this courtesy of Redbox. Redbox sent me a free code to pick any movie I wanted, and so I decided to pick The Guardians. This movie, I remember last year on Facebook and YouTube just seeing this trailer get passed around and shared, and people saying, oh my god, can you believe Russia is making their own Avengers movie or their own Guardians of the Galaxy movie, their own superhero film with a ragtag team of superpowered people going out there and save the world. And that's really the plot. Sure enough, fairly simple. Now, what I think of this Guardians movie is, it sucked. Honestly, I tried to give it a chance. Because when I saw the trailer a year ago, I thought, oh, cool. Not like it jumped up to a highly anticipated movie for me, but I definitely thought it was cool to see another country make their own superhero movie, especially if it was original characters and just doing their own thing, kind of showing that, hey, we can do it too. So I was all for that, and I was all willing to see what they would put together. But what they put together was a big steaming pile of shit. And look, there's so much going on here that I wanted to give this movie credit for. Not just them making it Russia, making their own superhero movie, but the CGI and the special effects. They had roughly $5 million. So I gotta cut them some slack with the effects, because $5 million. Let's compare every superhero movie that we get in the US. I'm talking about Marvel, even DC, the X-Men movies. They all get like 100 million plus, at least. So the fact that this studio, this company with $5 million did what they did, they were ambitious, they went for it, they tried. Again, credit. The biggest issues I have with this movie is script, is plot, is dialogue, and acting. All of the above, everything that I just mentioned, is terrible. It's amateur. It's amateur hour. It's literally, I could have written something better, more cohesive, more in-depth, more interesting. These characters, this team of heroes. We have Lear, who, I don't want to say he's the leader of the group, but we first meet him. He has the ability to control rocks. That's it. And I'm not saying it's not cool. I'm not saying that, he doesn't get some action stuff to do. But it's like, other than that, I don't really know much more about him. Any character moment, any backstory stuff is a sentence, and then we move on. And that's a huge problem, especially if you're going to give me something like that and then just gloss over it and then move on. Not enough! Another character, Khan, who might have been my favorite character, at least just as far as human character goes. He definitely had a cool look to him. He wore masks most of the time. He had these long ass blades behind his back that he would take out and slice people up. He had the ability to basically, he'd be like the Flash, be like Quicksilver. Ursus, or Ursus, however you say it, he is a dude that turns into a bear. Like literally, his head and face turns into a bear. He stuck out the most when I saw this trailer a year ago. But there's even a point in the film where he turns into a full-fledged actual bear, like the animal. And he's lumbering around, running around, and doing stuff. And look, I'm not saying that there's not some cool moments of the man bear holding a machine gun and wiping dudes out with it. Yeah, that's kind of cool. It felt like an idea where they had this character who was pretty much trying to be like the Hulk. Let's be honest. Ksenia, I think that's how you say it. She's the female, the blonde chick who really, the only thing about her is that she's cute. That's really it. She can make herself disappear. She can make herself turn to water if she's in water. It's hard for me to judge the acting as well because this is a Russian cast. All of their lines have been dubbed, at least with this DVD that I have. Their lines were dubbed with English-speaking voice actors, but these people who are dubbing them are reading their lines with so less emotion, so just nothing behind the dialogue. It's just, hey, they hired somebody off the street to read these lines just so that they're in English, and we're moving on. There's no weight to any of the stuff. Scenes where these characters are supposed to be emoting or getting a backstory moment, there's no empathy behind the voice acting, and so you can maybe just blame the voice acting. But as I watch the Russian actors and their faces and the expressions of how they're delivering it, yeah, I can't hear them, but I can see how they're acting. And facially, they all don't look like they're good actors. They don't. They look like they're just going through the motions. Certain actors more than others, especially, where it's like, wow. They all look like either models or just people to be stand-ins and to do these characters. It's almost like whoever made this movie thought, making a superhero movie can't be all that hard, right? You just get a group of characters, put them together, and have them fight generic villain number one. Generic villain number one, August, who basically his character is just this mad scientist who I guess experimented on this group of people years and years ago, like so long ago. And then he did an experiment on himself and turned himself into this big mutant-looking freak. In fact, he looked like a cross between the Resident Evil 3 villain when he gets mutated and gets all huge, and Weapon 11 Deadpool from X-Men Origins Wolverine. Not a compliment! He kind of looked like shit. I appreciated that it was a guy in a prosthetic costume and that he wasn't walking around CGI. Sure, I appreciated that. But as a character, as a villain, lame, stale. I had flashbacks of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows, the second one, with Krang on top of that building. I was watching this movie. About a half hour in, I got tired. I got sleepy. I started to fall asleep. So I paused the movie, took a quick nap, woke back up, turned the movie back on, and I got bored and tired once again. And the film is only an hour and a half long. It's not long at all, but it felt like 3 hours. It felt very long. It's a shitty script. It's shitty acting, shitty dialogue. The dialogue is atrocious. This movie has no soul. It has no life. I wanted to like this movie. I wanted to give this a chance. I wanted to say, hey, it can't be worse than some of the CW superhero shows that I'm currently watching. But by the end of it, I felt bad for criticizing those shows as much as I do. No, I don't. But still, this sucked. This movie sucked. I tried to be fair. I tried to give it a chance. I was fully prepared to give it a chance and give it at least a decent review. But after watching it, this is some old bullshit.
Man, this some old bullshit.
So guys, let me know. Whatever, it's not mine. Let me know in the comments below if you too saw The Guardians. What do you think of it? Do you think it's a piece of shit as well? Or did you somehow, some way enjoy it? Please tell me why, if that's the case. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!